Welcome back to another film review on WS Film Reviews. Sorry we haven't posted for a while. But anyways, today I'm reviewing The Call of the Wild from 2020. And this movie is about a dog named Buck and other sled dogs that he's working with, and then he finds this man named John Thornton, and they go off and live together happily until the villain kills, spoiler alert, kills John Thornton, the old man, and yeah, kind of ends up like that. So, just so you know, Harrison Ford is the main human character in this movie. He plays John Thornton, as I said. And John Thornton is an older man who lives in a small village somewhere in the Arctic. He lives alone because he split up with his wife and his son died, I believe. So anyways, he is a great character, and I think he is just so nice, and he really cares about Buck, his new companion, because he met him a few times, and then he finally got him. And the villain, he technically stole him and took him from the villain, which I'm sorry, I forget his name. And the villain's after him now to get his dog back and kill John, because he also thinks he's trying to steal gold, and the villain wants the gold. So, anyways, all the animals in this movie are animated, and I am not a huge fan of animated animals because they don't look realistic, and it kind of annoys me. But this one, it was a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, the animation for the animals. And it's not like Lion King good, but I've seen I've seen worse than this movie for the animals. Okay. So Buck is a big dog, and he got dog napped from his original home, and then was taken to be a sled dog, because up where this mainly takes place, they race dogs for pulling sleds, and they use them for that until they die, pretty much. It's kind of sad, but yeah, that's what they did. This movie takes place not in modern time. Again, it doesn't take place in modern time. And it anyways, so John and Buck meet each other, and then he finally takes Buck from the villain guy, because he got him from the previous owner, which got him from his original home. So John has him, and then they went off on an adventure and found a house and lived in it, an old rundown cabin. So at the end, the villain comes and pretty much burns down the house, the cabin, and shoots and kills John Thornton. And pretty much Buck goes out and lives on his own, or not on his own, but he lives with the wolves in that forest. So he makes good friends with them, and then he's in their pack now, in their family. So it's kind of like the ancestry, like it has to do with that, and like how they're bonding, and so he lives with them, and they're his new family since, well, now John's dead. So and it's cool it's amazing how much character they can put into an animated animal, instead of like a just regular old, or not regular old, but instead of a live action like real animal that they would use. But I guess it's because they weren't able to train the dogs, like would have been chaos and chaotic. So I'm glad that they chose one and not the other, meaning like they didn't just go for like a mix of live action real animals and animated animals. They just chose one, which is good, because that it leaves no distortion between the two. It doesn't, like, animated versus real. It's really hard to make an animated dog that looks exactly like a real dog, like the exact same one. So it's better to have one or the other, meaning I'm glad they only chose to do animation, which I'd rather them done live action, but again, that's fine. They didn't do live action and animation. They just did they didn't do live action, they did animation. They only chose one. Okay. So there wasn't too many main characters except for the villain, John and Buck, and then the original owners, the original family who had Buck, and used him as a sled dog. Not his original owners, not the first owners yet, because they weren't really main characters at all. They were just in the beginning. So then Buck went to live with the wolves, and they went to live on together, and they had little cubs, and then it just kind of really shows you what the meaning of the movie is, the Call of the Wild. You know, the wild's calling, like their ancestors are calling. He went back to the wild, and it's actually interesting. Harrison Ford narrates the movie as it's going on, and he's also in the movie, so it's interesting. But yeah, I don't have too much more about this movie to say, except I think it's a great movie. I would recommend it to almost everyone. I loved it. It is a little slow. I will tell you that. It does get slow, because there's not too much drama or anything crazy going on. But in the beginning, it gets a little quicker and tense with, like, the avalanche or the villain guy, and, you know, that kind of stuff. But I really enjoyed this movie. I recommend it to everyone, even if you aren't a fan of nature or the wild or even animals or dogs. This is why I'm showing nature right here and now. So I think most people will love this movie, especially because it has Harrison Ford acting in it, and I think a lot of people love animals, so I do. So yeah, I'll give this movie I want to say 8.5, but I don't think it was that bad. So I'm going to probably say 9. 9 out of 10, just because of it getting slow, and it just kind of throughout the movie till the end, it's kind of slow. And then also because of there aren't that many main characters, and it's not a huge, exciting movie. I have to say it is kind of action-packed, but nothing too crazy. It could be emotional and sad and happy and funny at times, but so that's good. The emotions are spread out throughout the movie, and yeah, I think 9 out of 10 for me. So yeah, that's my review for The Call of the Wild on WS Film Reviews. Thanks for watching the video today, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.